Can you tell us about the first kidnapping and kind of just describe what happened?
And before you go into that, can I just did you notice any special interest in you in particular before this happened?
Not me as a 9, 10, 11, 12 year old.
Got
I
it.
didn't notice other than I I was always happy that I got invited because his oldest son and I, we had a real crush on each other,
I
like a
didn't know that.
childhood,
Oh, wow.
crush. And he used that. He used his own kids as pawns
Wow. Oh,
because he was like, well, Jerry wants her to go on this trip so bad. If you don't let her go, none of us are going on this trip to Seattle. This was one of the family vacations that I got to go on, and we were going to go see a show, and I'm a little actress and I love all that. There was a lot of tactics that he could use, but the main one that actually kind of worked was, Jerry is just devastated. He's been planning on Jan going on this trip with us. And this was during the time when my dad had started to kind of pull back. And he's like, no, she doesn't need to go on your family vacation. But,
Got
we
it.
brought my best friend Caroline on our family vacations,
Got it.
so it wasn't a weird idea at the time, but it was definitely my dad resisting. But then he caved in and said, okay, all right, you guys always win, get your
right.
way. And that was kind of how Berchtold operated. He always got his way.
Right.
And so there are those things that had happened that led up to when he picked me up for my piano lesson. He had taken me horseback riding before with his oldest son, with Jerry. We had gone a couple of times to this particular place, and he had clients, furniture store clients all over the greater, Idaho area. And he said, look, I've got to take some measurements out of this house. And so they have the ranch and the horses, and I'll take Jan and give her another horseback riding lesson since I'm going out there anyway. And my dad was like, no, it's a school night. We have plans. She's not going. And so, of course, then he calls my mom and says, comes over and he's like, Marianne, please just, I'll have her back before dinner, before Bob will even know that she's gone. I'll have her back. She's going to be so disappointed. She's been counting on this, and I don't get out there that often. And she's really good at riding horses. That goes back to your list. She's so talented.
Mm-hmm.
She's really amazing. She really should be riding. And none of that was really even true. But anyway, but that's what he would say. And he would get his way. And she's like, oh, okay, Bob's going to be mad, but go ahead, pick her up from her piano lesson, and be sure you're home before 6 o'clock, before our dad's name is Bob, is home from work. And he said, of course I will, and it'll be fine. So he picks me up from piano, which again, it's like, your favorite uncle, brother-in-law person, you know them.
Yeah, it's
It's not
normal.
like it's
Yeah.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
And off we go to go horseback riding. He hands me my allergy pill, which he was instrumental in getting all of us girls allergy pills, because he's like, your girls are just like always, they've got allergies. And sure enough, we did some testing and we were allergic to horses and cats and a few things.
How
And we
convenient.
had allergy pills. Yeah,
Mm.
super convenient. So then he had taken out whatever was in that allergy pill and put a sleeping um, sleeping something in it, and I fell into a deep deep sleep. I don't remember. I remember being in the car. I remember heading that way. I remember it was a sunny, pretty fall afternoon, and leaning kind of on the I used to crawl down and get on the floorboards by the heater, but this day it was warm and I had my face kind of on the side of the door, and I remember just falling asleep and then probably just kind of laying down in the seat. I can imagine that's what I would do, because we didn't have seat belts that we even wore back
Right,
in the
right.
day. But that wasn't even a thing yet.
So you never made
So,
it to horseback riding. You just
uh,
fall into this
Mm-mm.
deep sleep after he gives you this pill.
right. And the next thing I remember is waking up. I'm in the back of a motorhome. There's a partition. I can't see beyond the bed and the little bathroom and the little mini cooler kind of thing. And I mean, I can barely get my head up because I'm strapped with leather straps around my wrists and my ankles to this bed,
Mm.
and laying on the top of this bed. And I wake up to this sound of this kind of high pitched, monotone, staccato type, choppy voice. And it's calling me female companion. It talks like this. And I immediately, within seconds, I was so terrified that I had been taken by a UFO. It was in
Wow.
the fabric of everything in our lives. including our favorite dive we used to go to called the Tasty Treat, the home of the space burger.
Oh
You know, where
my
they
God. And he
Mm.
was taking you to sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
I didn't
yes,
make that connection.
Same.
Holy
all
he's a
that,
genius.
So you've
right?
been talking about UFOs. Aliens have been like a part of the conversation.
you have a mission. It's telling you have a mission, right?
Yes, telling me I have a mission, that
This
I'm a
is
special.
so up.
They've been watching me since I was born. And then over the course of about what it feels to me like, I don't know exactly, because time is all messed up because I'm in and out of this deep sleep. But I'm unrestrained, hours later, the voice comes on again. I wake up, I don't have restraints. Now it says, go eat. We have your favorite foods in the refrigerator. We've been watching you your whole life. So the tuna fish sandwich, the almond joy bar, the squirt. I mean, the things that
Whoa.
are my favorite things are in the fridge.
Right. So
They've
you're
been
not like, this is a horrible, they're out to get me. You're like,
yeah, there's some kind of benevolence here, but
right.
it's terrifying.
But it's still scary.
So,
Yeah.
so then I lay back, go to the bathroom, eat, lay back down. The next time I wake up, I'm restrained again. And the voice is talking about this mission. You're a special child. You're going to save our planet. You'll have a baby to save the planet. Female companion, female companion, female companion, this, that, the other. Until finally, what I think is about 2 days in, or maybe a day and a half, I don't know. It says to me, the box, and I'm unrestrained, it says, female companion, go to the front of the motorhome and there you will find the male companion. That's what he calls him. I'm the female companion, he's the male companion. I still am not connecting any dots that this is going to mean rape, that this is going to mean sexual assault and abuse. I just
You're just excited to see another human being at this point, I'm assuming.
I think I'm excited. I don't know because I don't know who it is.
It could be
terrifying. The moment that I get past that partition and I see him, and he was laying on the couch of the motorhome, and he had covered himself in blood. I mean, he had blood on his arms and hands. He had blood on his forehead. I mean, he was pretty, what looked like banged up. I don't know how much of it was real from him hitting the window of the car, because that's what the police found, that the window had been smashed from the inside out.
He left a car behind that you guys had gone from the piano to the so he left a car
into the
right, staged a crime scene and left. Got it.
Exactly. And the car was kind of down in a ditch area. It wasn't easy to find, but they found it. And so I'm thinking he's dead. I'm like shaking him and waking him up, and I'm like, B, I called him B, and he called me Dolly. That was my nickname. Dolly comes to, what happened? I saw this light and the car went out of control. Oh no. And he's looking at his own wounds, and I'm crying, and I'm getting, a washcloth and trying to, this is the person that I love. Yeah. This is a person that's familiar. This is like your favorite uncle, but you're so glad you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what male companion means. I don't know what saving a dying planet means. I just know that I've been being talked to by aliens. So I start to tell him the story. And then he just, of course, reiterates and makes it, brings it all home over and over and over again for the next 4 years of my life. That I think I'm being watched, that I think I'm half alien, half human, and that I'm to have a child to save this dying alien planet.